What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel and you're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. Today we're taking a look at this knife on the table. Yeah, this one is a dancer, you can see, right? It likes to shake back and forth. This one, of course, is the Tuya Mutt. This is a knife that I recently unboxed in the channel. Shout out to Lefty EDC and his knife pass around for hooking it up, allowing us the opportunity to go over this knife for your enjoyment and knowledge. And yes, I've had a pleasure EDCing this knife, so if you want to check that unboxing video, you can. Just look it up here in the channel. And yeah, it's coming around time where I had to send it back, but I got to tell you, the experience with this thing has been amazing. I was blown out of the water with this knife when it came in. I was so impressed. I reached out to Colin Mason Pierre or Mason Pierre. I'm not sure which is the right pronunciation, but that CM knife design logo right there, that is Colin's Mason Pierre's work. And I was really impressed with this knife. It is a collaboration of, again, Colin Mason Pierre knife design and Dave Warren from Tuya, hence, you know, the Tuya Mutt knife here. And yeah, this thing has been amazing. Very good looking, attractive looking blade shaped geometry, and very EDCable. Really good size for everyday carry. Not too long, not too small, just that medium sweet spot that the chef order right there. Chef's kiss. Right on point. Boom. That is this knife. So we're going to get into it, of course. By the way, there'll be affiliate links to this knife below. Do believe that this knife is available right now on the Blade HQ website. They have all the different variants for this guy. There's the green and yellow carbon fiber, and there is the red, white, and blue. That red, white, and blue is available also, and I believe there's an all green version as well. So you can check those all out. Those affiliate links for this knife and any other knife are going to be located down in the description below. Those affiliate links do help out the channel at no extra cost to you. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the review. First things first, let's get a good measurement here on this EDC knife. 7 inches, right? 7 inches. Typically the golden ratio of 4 and 3 inches of blade and 4 inches of handle, and that's exactly what we have going on here. As far as cutting edge is going to be, yeah, 3 inches of cutting edge there. So yeah, definitely a very EDCable size, right? Think of, you know, something like the very popular Civivi Elementum, which is also 7 inches, you know, 3 inches of blade, 4 inches of handle. Something like the Kershaw Leek, right? 7 inches as well. So yeah, somewhere in that very, you know, happy medium EDC size that everybody really loves and enjoys. Let's get some other knife comparisons out here. Of course, let's do the usual. The PM2 right there is going to be obviously a bigger knife. Absolutely no doubt about that. Probably more comparable to the Para 3, although the Para 3 is just still a tad bit bigger, but more comparable to the Para 3 for sure. What about the Demko AD 20.5 on the shark's foot blade? That one's going to be a tad bit longer, right? And the slicer on the Shark Cub blade. Actually, very comparable to the slicer, although it might be a little bit longer by just a smidge. Okay, you guys be the judge there. Let's do a few more. What about the CJRB Pyrite Alt and the OG Pyrite? Boom. So yes, it's gonna be a little bit shorter than those two by maybe like half an inch or so. And last but not least, I promise, I really want you guys to have an idea, right, if you have any of these knives. So the Vision FG from Civivi and the Vosteed Raccoon. Again, these are more on that medium to large. This is a medium knife, you know, medium, right? Small medium, somewhere in there. But yeah, you guys be the judge. I just want to give you guys, you know, a good ballpark idea, of course. So what do we have going on materials-wise on this bad boy? Well, let me tell you. Yeah, we have what looks to be bead blasted titanium going on in the handles, and then we have fat carbon. I believe this is what it's called, at least the what they call Chinese version of fat carbon going on. Very intricate design there, you know, with the pattern. It's going to be unique to every knife, so it's very difficult to end up, you know, similar to your fingerprints, right? Every pattern that I've seen from every knife looks completely unique and different. And this one's rocking the green and yellow combination there. Those inserts look nice and flush. Fit and finish here on the inserts is spotless, really high quality. I don't see anything out of place. Nothing is randomly sticking out or anything like that. So the QC quality check on these guys is, you know, spot on the money right there. As far as the blade, we have a bell satin finish, and you guys know how much I love me some blade, some bell satin finish blades, and this thing just does the business right here. Looking really, really mean and good looking right there at the same time. Bell satin finish, flat grind. They call this, I believe, a modified drop point. I said it was like a sheep's foot during the unboxing, but you know, somewhere between those two. You know, you can get the blade police out here to confirm which one is the right one, but you know, somewhere around there. Modified drop point, sheep's foot style blade that's going to give you tons and tons of utility. Right, satin going on here, and again, that was a feels like a flat grind going on right there. Is it hollow? I don't know. I might be tripping. It might be a hollow grind. I'm gonna go with flat grind. How about that? So yeah, very mean looking blade here indeed, and man, this thing does the business. Doing a quick, as far as deployment options, we have a flipper deployment, which man, that thing's fire all the way. D10 is tuned really good, because even if I put a very little amount of effort, right, it still will fire regardless, so that feels really good. The reverse flick right here, boom, that is money. Right, feels really, really good, right? Especially if you kind of stick your nail right here towards closer to the bottom portion of that very nice and good looking blade hole cutout. And yeah, thumb deployment is really good as well, right? Although my least favorite, right? It works, it's very functional. It has all 3 different deployment options, but yeah, you could fail the thumb deployment from time to time. Right, you just have to kind of sink your thumb in there and really fire it open, boom. But yeah, the reverse flick and the flipper deployment for me definitely makes it the most satisfying. You can do the Spidey drop right there if you wanted to. You can do the ninja flipper, boom. You can do all of that. But yes, yeah, very, very good on the action. The acoustics feel really good, or sound really good. Yeah, this thing is on ball bearing, so when it fires out, it fires really strong, and also on the way back, right? Very drop shotty action indeed. Get a quick blade stock thickness here next to the PM2. So it's going to be about just as much as the PM2, and therefore Para 3. It's going to be a little bit thicker than the 80-20.5. Or about something like the Pyrite, a little bit thicker than the Pyrite. Length and height here in the pocket. Let's definitely do it more this way. Yeah, that pocket clip is not cooperating. All right, let's go from this angle, right? And obviously very narrow also compared to both versions of the Pyrite. Absolutely no doubt. Yeah, very elegant design overall. It's not going to stick out as much as something like the 80-20.5. Or the Shark Cub, right? Those have the handles sticking out a significant portion more. And last but not least, you know, the big Spideys here with the Spidey hole. Those are going to be, yeah, definitely a lot taller there, because, you know, that Spidey hole takes a lot more room. Okay, so yeah, we're dealing with a very narrow knife here indeed. Very elegant. It almost gives you, if it didn't have the, you know, actual blade opening here, sort of gives you like slip joint sort of feelings, right? If you didn't see the actual flipper and what have you, these fat carbon inserts are done very, very nice. I dig them a lot. They only stick out just a little bit higher than the actual titanium itself. You have this nice titanium match, titanium backspacer going on all the way through. No lanyard hole here for my lanyard people, right? The 3 of you out there. For me, it's not an issue whatsoever, right? But, you know, if that is an issue for you, that is something to keep in mind. I feel like this makes it a nice, elegant design all throughout. The pocket clip is milled titanium, and it is not reversible. So I really wish that it was reversible, because, I mean, you're talking about a very, very lefty-friendly knife. Like the deployment on this thing, again, you guys know, like, I suck with my left hand, but I'll tell you what, I practice a bit with my left hand. The reverse flick on this thing is just super, super good. Of course, the flipper, you know that's gonna work. Thumb deployment, I want to say my thumb deployment, my left thumb is not as trained as my right thumb, but man, super money flipper here and reverse flick all day, every day. So having a reversible pocket clip would have really been a hit for this one. But the pocket clip itself is somewhat deep carry. you're gonna have about this much of the knife still showing right there out of the pocket. So if you're really looking for the deepest possible pocket knife, then this one might not be it. I mean, it doesn't bother me all that much, but you know, we can't really call it deep pocket carry. And again, it's not reversible, but ergonomically speaking, that pocket clip is like, it disappears in the hand. You don't even know it's there. It's executed very well, just simple straight line. It has this portion right here, which is very easy to go in and out of your jean pockets or whatever shorts or pants you have. You know, works really, really good. And yeah, ergonomically, you don't even feel that pocket clip at all. I have medium hands, are not the biggest or the smallest, and as you can see, I am making full use of the handle, right? So when we call this a medium knife, yeah, it's definitely a little bit medium, closer to a smaller size. So it does take my whole hand. No finger choil on this guy, so if you want a forward choke, you just want to be very, very careful. I would have really liked if it had a finger choil going on here. That would have been appreciated, but you know, that's just me nitpicking away, because I love knives that have a finger choil, right? Something like, you know, the Pyrite here. So this is your standard grip right here, and then something round like this is considered a finger choil, right? In case, you know, I have any new viewers in the channel. If you're an old timer, you obviously know what a finger choil is. But that being said, you know, it's still executed pretty well. So if you wanted a forward choke, you could. It just wouldn't be as comfortable as having a dedicated finger choil right there in its place. Man, this design is gorgeous. Gorgeous design. I was saying this earlier, and just to make sure I touch back on that again. When I first unboxed this knife, immediately after taking this out of the pocket, I reached out to Colin and I say, hey, is this one of your designs? Because man, I am legitimately blown away. Like, I really, really love this knife from Colin. CM Knife Designs. I don't own these knives, but the Kubi Royale, that is one that is very similar to this one. And the Kubi Hyde, Hyde, Kubi Hyde. And I'm telling you, Kubi is just, you know, they do really, really good knives. Also, you know, and they're very nice OEM, and those CM knife work designs also are very, very nice and elegant and clean. Also, the Tucson TS319, which, by the way, EDC for Fun just got one of those. So check out his channel, EDC for Fun. Love his content. You should definitely check him out. Yeah, I mean, Colin Mason Pierre, or Pierre, one day I'll learn which is the right pronunciation. He makes really good designs. That is not a secret. And if that is something that you are just learning for the first time, then yeah, you should definitely look into his designs, because he does a really, really good job. We have a reinforced liner lock here with stainless steel reinforcement from the inside. Notice how this liner lock works. It doesn't even interact with the fat carbon. Okay, I like the fact that the stress relief is cut out on the inside. That's also very neat right there, the way that was done. And these are, from what I understand, these are being numbered. So this one right here, for example, is going to be, let's see, number 58 out of 107. 58 out of 107. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. A little bit of a limited run going on there, which is nice. The steel here is S90V, which again is already a rock solid premium steel. Very, very good choice, and I love it. The DW right here is for Dave Warren. Again, the Tuya knives, Dave Warren right there, and Colin Mason Pierre collaboration. S90V, just like on the Devo nip right there. Really loving S90V as a premium steel lately. And yeah, it's a really, really good steel choice right there. Shout out to them for going that route, right? It performs amazing, right? And just really, really good choice. Yeah, this thing is super, super fidgety, right? Definitely a fidget dream right here. With this knife, to say the least. So I should probably do some of the other things, right? I'm getting carried away talking about this knife because I just love it so much. The blade stock thickness is 0.12, 0.12, and the thickest portion here with the fat carbon is going to be 0.53, right, on the thickness there. By the way, I love this little shield right here. I'm sure that's part of what's keeping the fat carbon inserts there, the little shield right there. It gives it a nice touch of personality, if you will. Okay, is there any milling going on right here? Actually, no milling on either side, right? You want to talk about a piece of, it's not a solid piece of titanium, because keep in mind, in order to do these inserts, the milling is already done on the titanium scale to be able to put these inserts in. So there's no additional need for any additional milling on the inside, aside from the stress relief cutout here for the liner lock. And overall, this is a very, very light knife, and I love it for that, right? Again, I like knives of all different categories, you know, weight, lightweight, medium weight, heavyweight, what have you. But just to give you an idea here, something like the Elementum, that's 2.8 ounces. Something like the stainless steel scales Leek, Kershaw Leek, is 3.3, and this guy comes in at 3.3, right? So same weight as that Elementum right there, right? So again, very light, very EDCable, you know, everyday carry type of weight without a shadow of a doubt. Let's do a quick hardware check on this bad boy, because this is one area that I really wish they had done a little bit different. And yes, it is going to be TA. By the way, my tools are highly recommendable. They're going to be linked down below. Those links do help out the channel at no extra cost to you. TA in the pivot, right, as expected. But for whatever reason, they decided to do small hardware in the body, right? Body screws, the lock bar reinforcement there, the pocket clip. Those are all T6. And for the price of this knife, which we're going to go into in a moment, it's a premium knife. It's definitely being sold for a premium price. Really would have loved to have seen bigger hardware. All right, it feels like maybe they could have worked that in somehow. The issue with T6, you know, is that it's very, very easy to strip one of these, right, with a T6 bit if you don't have quality tools and stuff like that. So always TA is more, you know, it's a more preferable hardware indeed. So T8 in the pivot, and really would have wanted to see T8 everywhere else, but we have T6 going on here. That's another one of my, you know, gripes, if you will, or really, you know, nitpicky stuff that I would have wanted to have seen was big hardware everywhere for the price. It is nice and aligned right there, right? It's not on one side more than the other or anything. It is right in the money in the middle right there. But honestly, overall, this is a very, very solid knife. Again, I've just been having a blast EDCing this knife for the last couple of days. It's been my default, like, primary and secondary knife. So even if I'm carrying something else, I had this thing on me the entire time. So now I'm going to send it back to Lefty EDC, of course. But, you know, I am going to be looking into more and more of Colin Pierce designs, because I am just so impressed with his work overall. He does a really, really good job, and this one here is a great example of that. So very functional blade here, right? You can do the little pinch grip right here. You still get some utility cuts out of it. Do have somewhat of a little belly going on there as compared to, let's say, something like a Warncliffe with, you know, if it had a straight edge or something like that. The hole right here is very functional. It's not too big, it's not too small. I like that you can get work done with it and still keep a very slim profile overall. I mean, overall, it's just a very, very elegant knife, right? S90V, bam, you know, awesome steel choice for this knife. They really knocked this thing out of the park. Price-wise, so these do come in at $249, so let's round out to $250 before tax. In most places, the shipping is free at that price point. These are currently in stock at Blade HQ, so if you're interested in picking yourself up one of these, then, you know, you, depending on where in the future you're watching this video, as of the time that this video will be posted, if I can talk today, this knife will be definitely available. And yeah, overall, a very great design, you know, really, really functional, very, very fidgety, you know, performs amazing, cuts really well, as I shall demonstrate here in just a moment. But yeah, the design is really, really nice, awesome. I love it. And, you know, my nitpicks, again, are going to be that the reverse pocket clip for my lefties out there. That is something to keep in mind. It really doesn't bother me as much because I'm a righty. But if you're a lefty, I'm sure maybe they have a lefty version. Maybe they might think about doing a lefty version in the future. That might be something. The, you know, finger choil would have been nice, even though you can still make it work this way. Right, so it's not really that big of a deal. But the, you know, TA hardware everywhere would have been nice to have, again, at this price point. You know, premium knife, you do have the premium materials, the premium steel, the titanium, and the fat carbon, which, you know, completes this knife perfectly. You know, that bigger hardware would have really put the cherry on top. But honestly, you know, awesome performer, great knife. So we got the paper ready to go here, about to do some cuts. You guys rate it in the comments from 1 through 10. How sharp is this guy? And again, this is not the factory edge, well, it hasn't been resharpened from what I understand, but it's not sharp out of the box. That's what I'm trying to say. So it definitely has seen some use. It has been reviewed by many other YouTubers already. So just keep that in mind and let me know in the comments how much of an edge it has retained, rated from 1 through 10. All right, yeah, it was still cut. Absolutely no doubt about that. Now you are working with a smaller cutting edge, keep that in mind. So 3 inches, all right, so you can run your cuts throughout. Probably could use a little bit of stropping right now. There we go. So you see it cuts up until a certain point, then it catches. So a good stropping right now would come very, very handy indeed. All right, so we know it can do paper, of course, right? And if it was stropped, I'm sure it will cut even better. But what about some cardboard, right? We'll test that as well. Remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular like this, but more at an angle, like that. And yes, right here is where it does damage. Boom. So even with this current edge, it is destroying this cardboard like it is nobody's business. Boom, check that out. And that is another strength of S90V, right? S90V excels at holding a really good edge for a long, long time. So even though it might be about time to strap this guy, I'm sure it probably has held a really good edge with all the use it has seen up until this point. So yeah, still a very impressive performance indeed. Well, there you have it. That is the Tuya knives, the Mutt, M-U-T-T. Very, very impressive design. Awesome knife. It's been a blast to EDC. Let me know if I missed anything during this review. If there's anything you want to know, let me know in the comments down there. Let's hang out, have a discussion about this knife or any other knife that you would like to see in the channel. I want to give a huge shout out to Lefty EDC for hooking it up, making sure that I got an opportunity to share this knife with you all. And if you're interested on picking up one of these, remember, check those affiliate links in the description. This guy is available right now as of the time that I'm recording this video. So if you use those links below, those do help out the channel at no extra cost to you. This will be a great time to smash that like button if you haven't already, guys. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. I go over knife content like this on a daily basis. So definitely subscribe. It's the best way to stay up to speed with everything knife and EDC gear on the channel here. If you want to support the channel a step further, check out the Patreon link down below where you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. Chances are the review video for this beast EDC knife right here, the Microtech Stitch, this thing is going to be ready to go right now. And if that's the case, I'm going to put a card right here for you guys to check that out next. Thank you guys for hanging out with me until the very end. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.